What is UVA and how are reptiles affected by it? Let's talk about it. Over the course of millions of years of evolution, reptiles have been shaped by their habitats, adapting to use every resource those habitats have to offer. As pets, reptiles are far removed from those habitats, so it falls to us as their keepers to recreate as many of the beneficial aspects of that habitat as possible, such as substrate, diet, moisture, visible light, infrared, and ultraviolet. How can ultraviolet possibly be beneficial? Some of you may be thinking. After all, most people associate UV radiation with germ-killing lamps, sunburns, and skin cancer. But reptiles and humans alike use UVB to make the essential hormone cholecalciferol, also known as vitamin D3. And although we don't talk about UVA nearly as much in the reptile community, it's becoming increasingly apparent that it's quite important to reptile welfare. As I've mentioned in previous videos, there are three types of ultraviolet radiation: UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVA is the lowest energy form of ultraviolet with a wavelength of 315-400 nanometers. This light is invisible to humans, but it is visible to some animals, including many reptiles. UVA can pass through glass and clear plastic, unlike UVB, and plays a role in preventing the overproduction of vitamin D3. Why is the fact that reptiles can see UVA important? Well, let me put it this way. Most humans have three types of color-perceiving cone cells in their eyes: red, green, and blue, enabling us to see the Roy G. Biv rainbow as we know it. Many reptiles, however, have four types of cones: red, green, blue, and UVA. Because of this extra ingredient in their color perception, their rainbow looks very different from our rainbow, allowing them to see colors that humans can't imagine. When you give a reptile enough UVA light in its environment, it's like giving corrective glasses to a colorblind person. It literally changes their whole world. This is why reptiles that don't have a lot or any UVA exposure in their enclosure tend to freak out when taken outside. A reptile's ability to see UVA helps it identify food, recognize other members of its species, and locate good basking sites. Did you know that without enough UVA, a basking reptile can potentially make a toxic amount of vitamin D3? This used to be impossible since previous UVB lamps like fluorescent, mercury vapor lamps, and metal halides produce both UVA and UVB and are both naturally present in unfiltered sunlight. However, with LED technology, it's possible to give a reptile an imbalanced ratio of UVA to UVB, or no UVA at all, not only affecting their vision, but also throwing their natural ability to produce vitamin D3 dangerously out of whack. And this is why I don't recommend most LED UVB lamps at this time. How do you give your pet reptile UVA? Metal halide and fluorescent UVB bulbs are the ones that produce significant amounts of UVA. In some parts of the world, but not the US unfortunately, you can even get fluorescent lamps for general illumination that produce UVA without UVB. Ultimately, though, outdoor enclosures are still the best at UVA provision.